May 28th.
Quietly speaking, get your desiccated little brain working.
Witness the origin of Cruel.
I'm Cruella.
Disney's Cruella, rated PG-13, in theaters or order it on Disney Plus with Premier Access, May 28th.
It's ravishing about it.
This better not awaken anything in me.
Cruella, the latest in the Disney live-action remakes, reboots, and reimaginings that no one asked for or wanted. In this film, Emma Stone plays the fashion icon, but with way less smoking and contempt for dogs. You know, Cruella's two main character traits. She also essentially starts the British punk scene of the late 70s, because why not? Nothing screams anarchy quite like a $100+ billion company using your scene to sell future Halloween costumes.
Cruella Devil. Cruella Devil.
Deville.
Oh, it's Deville.
Deville.
Okay.
Deville.
Cruella Deville.
There you go. We just saw Cruella Deville with Emma Stone, Emma Thompson, Paul Walter Hauser,
Joel Fry,
Mark Strong, and others.
Yes.
And it is an origin story that no one cared for, but Disney does not care. Just give them your money.
They literally care less.
Just give them your money.
They're going to put their money in, or not their money in front of your eyes, their movies, so you can take the money from your eyes, just like that.
It's true.
They'll do it.
It's
very
very true.
They did it here.
Yes, yes, it is. This is a... How would you describe this?
Technically, it's an origin story.
It's an origin story, kind of a punk rock opera, in a way.
Punk rock heist opera.
Heist opera, where Cruella's design style is
Punk
definitely...
rock heist fashion opera.
Yes. Cruella DeVille's design style is very much the punk movement, the punk scene of the late 70s, early 80s in England.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack is just...
all over. It's,
the whole thing.
Yeah, it's the whole movie. It's the whole runtime.
Yeah.
Remember I freaked out because of Suicide Squad and how all over the place that was? This one wasn't all over the place, like genre-wise.
Yes.
But it took up the whole, almost the whole entire movie.
Yeah, and they were mostly covers, so you know they didn't pay too much. But there's still a lot there. I think it flowed better than Suicide Squad, as you said.
Not that these two have anything to do with each other.
They don't have anything to do with each other. But it was distracting. But
it felt like they didn't have enough movie in there to keep your attention, so they just threw songs in there and sequences of fashion.
Every other scene was a montage, yeah.
Everything was a montage the whole time.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking, to say the least. We really I definitely probably did. I really only wanted to see this movie for one person alone, and that was Emma Stone.
Yeah.
I love Emma Stone. She's a fantastic actress, and she's absolutely gorgeous. Probably my favorite person in the world. Don't tell her I said that. That's going to sound really weird. Mike, don't tell yourself I said that either, because you are my favorite person in the world.
Words.
Anyway, Cruella DeVille.
Consequences, Glenn. No, Cruella. Emma Stone definitely drives this film. She is, of course, the titular character, and for a movie that no one asked for, she kills it, in my opinion. Yeah. She's very humorous, very charming. One of the character aspects is that she has like a nice side and an evil side, and they're constantly battling. And she does a really good job at like switching it on just an instant.
Yeah.
And it's a fun movie. I had fun while watching it. It's definitely better than I expected it to be, but I wouldn't say that it is groundbreaking. No one would say it's groundbreaking or anything like that. It's just...
Unless you're Disney.
Unless you're Disney. It's just a fun movie with cool visuals and decent acting.
And showing off some fashion.
Yeah, obviously have to suspend your disbelief a little bit. Some people get walked all over in this, and like even the nicest people have their breaking point, and no one has their breaking point in this, except for like two characters. But even then, they're still just like, let's see where this goes.
Yeah, I think overall, I was hating this movie because I knew what I was walking into. I was walking into a Disney. I haven't liked almost a single Disney live action film so far. If I were to, this would be the one that I actually like the most.
This is definitely the best one they've made so far.
There's this weird thing where they like make each of their characters in these live action films like born with this innate ability to do whatever they're doing in the movie.
Yeah.
Which is really boring.
It's boring. It's a cop out. They don't put any effort into that.
But they kind of worked through it. Like, and this is why I hated it in the beginning, because it seemed like it was working up to, oh, she's just born this way. She's just a fashionista. She's beautiful.
And it was still kind of like that.
It was definitely kind of like that, but her mother's kind of like a little like small town fashion designer, and that's how she kind of gets into the fashion. They very
briefly, like blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah, very briefly hints on that.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, bada bing, bada boom, mama's dead.
Gotta be Disney.
But I mean, everything else in the movie, it was pretty fun. It was just overcumbered by this music and montage that it feel like it didn't trust itself enough in its story.
It didn't.
And
the story's there.
The story's definitely. I was enjoying it.
It's definitely the darkest live action film that Disney has made in a while, if not ever.
And like it even had good comedic relief in certain points. There's like a little weird, like a sibling love interest maybe thing. They're not actual siblings. It was like kind of like, to me it was like
with Jasper.
Yeah, with Jasper.
Yeah, they grew up. They weren't blood related, but they grew up.
They grew up
like brother and sister, kind of.
You're better than this, I promise. I just wish you were. Oh, you're cute when you're being like this. I'm not good at British accents. But.
Yeah, you're better than me. But it really is just bogged down by montages. It's a 2-hour, 14-minute runtime. It could be a lot shorter if they stuck to the story.
It definitely felt longer because of the montages too.
Yeah, and montages are supposed to make things quick. There were too many montages, but they were still fun. Paul Walter Hauser's character was a real fun.
It's a nice little treat.
Yeah, nice little comedic relief treat in an otherwise still pretty funny movie. But it's I enjoyed how dark it got for a Disney film. It's not like obviously as dark as things that we're used to, but it is definitely dark by Disney standards. There's murder, there's death, there's and not just like talk of murder, like you see the murder happen.
Yeah. Gets pushed over the edge, from time to time.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this movie. As far as like, this movie's just not made for me. I would have changed a lot of things. Like, for instance, the dogs being real most of the time would have been great. There's a lot of CGI dogs.
See,
I understand why they weren't.
Yeah.
Completely. But like the Dalmatians, for the most part, most of the scenes there, they were just fake.
At least the heads were, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that aspect. I think, especially compared to...
it depends on the scene, though.
What's that Harrison Ford movie that came? Call of the Wild.
Call of the Wild.
Has the dog in it is fully animated. There's never a real dog. While that dog looked terrible, I am glad that they did it. And I'm glad that like people are kind of testing that out, because dogs are definitely put in situations that are more dangerous than they need to be for them. Like they're doing a lot of stunts that aren't 100% safe.
With that movie, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like with this one, they're all just walking around and doing stuff, and most of the time it's CGI dogs.
Yeah, that I think was probably a time thing. But I do appreciate the fact that they're trying to make sets safer for dogs by sticking with CGI when they can. I agree that they probably used it too much. Scenes where it's just like sitting and stuff like that. Yeah. I think they could have used a real dog, but it's also the beginning of a more ethical set for animals, and using animals bumps up your your insurance. So I'm sure it was also like one of those reasons.
True. Maybe if they didn't spend so much on the soundtrack, maybe.
Yeah, maybe if you cut maybe half those songs out from the soundtrack.
For the most part, it was a good movie. Everybody was great, but I mean, this movie wasn't made for me. I think it just lacked a little bit of substance, and they used too much music and too many montages in it. Other than that, it was fun. It was the first action or live action Disney movie that I actually kind of liked.
Yeah.
So far.
If you're a Disney fanatic, I would definitely recommend this. If you got nothing else to do, I would recommend this.
Yeah.
If there's no other movies out, I would recommend this. But I'm not going to go out and say that it's a great movie. It's a good movie. But
Emma Stone's great in it.
Emma Stone's great. Emma Thompson. The acting in general is great.
Yeah.
But the movie overall definitely bogged down and definitely leans on its soundtrack too much.
Yeah.
So I'd give this probably a 3 out of 5.
I would probably say the same, honestly.
Yeah, 3 out of 5. So thank you everybody for watching. You can check out our website, www.keystonefilmreview.com, down below. All of our social information.
Wow.
It's down there.
It is down
We
there.
post on there from time to time.
Down next to DeVille.
Yes. And we'll see you in the next video. Guten Morgen. No.
Guten Morgen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.